Hello everyone, Dripko here, and today we are talking about Sabo, the current Flame Emperor, and his scaling in the One Piece series. And throughout the years, the One Piece fandom has been pioneering its scaling, and even to this day, in the final saga, it's not done. We're coming up with new things all the time. And due to such, it's divided to many categories of thought, and with this many categories, there's obvious bias considering with their favorite said characters comes up into place, and so forth. Of those many characters, the Yonko tend to be the most looked at, alongside the admirals, and who fought those. The chief of staff Sabo was always one of the more popular characters, but despite this, you'll notice he has a fan base that has switched up since we haven't seen a clear-cut battle from the character. To me, he was always seen as a character who was at least under Yonko level, so today I'll do a deep dive on one of the more controversial characters in the series. But before we do dive, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel Dripko for weekly power scaling and explain videos. And also like the video, it really helps the channel. I think the best place to start when looking at this character was when he was at a young age. Sabo at a young age had notoriety alongside his brother Porcus D Ace. The savages of Great Terminal stated Ace and Sabo could kill and eat a damn tiger. Mind you, they're only 10 years old. Sabo was able to knock over a pirate, a real pirate in Port Chemi, who of course was under Blue Jam. Sabo was also able to steal a knife from a pirate, and of course right after save Luffy, showing his speed and agility at a very young age. Port Chemi stated he would quit being a pirate if he lost to Ace and Sabo, hence because they are just kids. And after losing to Ace and Sabo, let's be honest here, he didn't have to quit. Blue Jam killed him for this empathetic showing. Sabo alongside Luffy and Ace fought beasts in the jungle, punks from the town, and pirates from the cove every day and every night as kids. Luffy, even with his devil fruit and training, could still never beat Sabo in an actual fight. They were able to jump 4 stories after dining and dashing and received no fall damage. And Monkey D Garp, the legendary hero of the Marines, was beating on Ace, Luffy, and Sabo at a young age, only making them stronger and more durable. Sabo, Ace, and Luffy, otherwise known as ASL, hunted crocodiles as kids, and the harsh environment got them stronger every day. Narrator words, not mine. The celestial dragon Saint Jalmak blasted Sabo's ship twice, making him forget his memories and receiving a famous burn scar. And Sabo confirmed himself during the Dressrosa arc that Garp was beating on him, Ace, and Luffy. And honestly just shows you how powerful they got because of Garp's influence too. While training with the Revolutionary Army in the anime, it showcased Sabo able to of course speed blitz a fishman karate master in Hak, who was training the kids in the Revolutionary Army. Also in the anime, Hak realized Sabo was an experienced fighter from his movement. Sabo was beating Hak in combat and even took off his belt. This is a karate master. Yes, it's not in the manga, but the anime, I kind of see some of this as canon. But in the anime, those were his limits as a kid because Kuma would no-diff him. Though he did get by Kuma one time, only to get no-diffed by Monkey D Dragon, the leader of the Revolutionary Army, which honestly is not so bad for a child. So Monkey D Luffy at age 17 did so much amazing things, like defeating the warlord Crocodile during the Alabasta arc, or taking out CP9 Phenom Rob Lucci, and also defeating the man who fought Kaido and lived, Gecko Moria. But Sabo was a different beast, same animal, shout out to Kobe Bryant, using observation haki to dodge bullets from Marines. He also used armored haki to of course open that steel door, and pretty much was no diffing these fodder Marines with just haki strikes. Now context, this is anime only, but I do look at this as canon because that special episode of Sabo during the Dressrosa arc. But let's just say that the things he was doing was really shocking me, especially that special haki he used that will explain a little later in the haki section that Luffy only learned last arc. Sabo was stupid strong. Now let's focus on the current Sabo, and the first thing I want to look at is haki. We first see Sabo use haki to clash with Jesus Burgess, the 1st Division commander of the Yonko Blackbeard's crew, in which Sabo breaks his elbow armor. We then see Sabo use Ryo Syoken Dragon Breath to break the stage of the Colosseum, which we would later find out this was the most advanced armored haki ever, like even past Ryo. This was confirmed by Hyogoro of the Flower. For context, Luffy used the same type of haki to damage Kaido for the first time on the rooftop with the move Red Rock. Now this might be a reach, but I feel like I should still mention it. But when Sabo leaves Dressrosa, he hangs up on Hak after saying a few sentences. It's most likely a gag, but some could think this could be hinted at him having future sight. Now Sabo willpower was especially shown when he tells his fellow revolutionary commanders it's either succeed or die during the mission in the Reverie arc, which could hint him being a Conqueror's Haki user, though there's no confirmation yet. Now enough about Haki. I want to talk about Sabo's first attack with Delphoid ability, and we're going to look at his new Mare no Mi in this section. Sabo, of course, is taking his long lost brother Porcus DA's Delphoid ability, the Mare no Mi, and uses his signature move, the Fire Fist, which destroys the Colosseum. I think something that was really cool also is when Sabo gets hit by Burgess's Galleon Lariat, a known Haki user named attack, but is still in his Logia form, which either means Burgess didn't use Haki and Sabo's fruit came clutch, or Sabo's Haki was so strong he stays in his Logia even when hit by Armored Haki, which is even scarier, but regardless, it makes Sabo look good. Sabo's strongest attack to me personally right now, currently in the story, is the Flame Dragon King Burning Dragon Claw Fist, which knocked Burgess off his feet. This is a Yonko commander, a combo of both his fighting styles. When Sabo hits Jesus Burgess with a point-blank Fire Fist, he almost dies. He needs to cry for Doc Q to help him. After Dressrosa, we see Sabo training his new Delphoid ability, the Mare no Mi, with not just one panel, but two panels, which tells me two things. His Delphoid has improved since we last saw it, and his dedication to leveling up is amazing. Now, this next section is a little bit difficult. Now, if I'm being completely honest, it's hard to differentiate Sabo's raw power from his Haki uses, since we have never seen him in a clear-cut battle like I mentioned early on, like we've seen characters like Kaido, Big Mom, Luffy, Eustace Kid, Trafalgar Law, Rono Zoro, and of course Black Lake Sanji during the Wano arc. But I tried my best. During the grand finals of the Colosseum, the only clear-cut threat to him was Yonko commander Jesus Burgess. Oda showcased this by having Burgess show his own raw power with elbow wave. Sabo starts off the grand finals by breaking Diamante's sword with his pipe. Pause. He broke a Marine's gun with his bare fingers. He also low diffed the HQ Vice Admiral Bastille with his claw-like fingers. And at the end of Dressrosa, he kicked Burgess in the face to protect his brother Monkey D. Luffy from getting his Delphoid ability stolen. And of course, later on, he is off-screening or no-diffing Burgess, but didn't really finish him off. And when Burgess was given mercy, he was talking crap, of course, and Sabo just squeezed his head as Burgess screamed in pain. That's a pretty tough dude in Burgess. Now, like I mentioned before, it's hard to look at feats when Sabo doesn't really have a clear-cut battle, but he does have some speed feats. Sabo during the grand finals of the Coliseum dodged Burgess's elbow wave, and of course this was very interesting. He was dodging marine attacks when he didn't have to, because of course he ate the Mare no Mi and became a Logia user. But it just shows you how Sabo is known for being really good at dodging attacks because he didn't have a Logia before. Now this is going to be a new section entirely when it comes to Dripco videos, but I really want to talk about his fight with the Admirals and just have a whole focus on it. During Dressrosa, he fought the strongest character there, Admiral Fujitora. Then during Wano, we learned from the Yonko Blackbeard that Sabo and the revolutionary commanders fought Admiral Greenbow and Admiral Fujitora to save Kuma. Now the little information we got from the battle goes like this. Sabo, when on Lelouch Kingdom, was patched up, but it didn't look serious. Fujitora, when speaking to Akainu, had his head wrapped up, which did make me think the Admirals had a really tough time. Now in his defense, Sengoku was patched up after the Marineford War, and we know he never took any real damage in that battle, maybe slight damage from Blackbeard. Though people might look at it like the Jack situation. Jack the Drought, of course, attacked Fujitora, Sengoku, and Suru's ship and was bandaged up after his defeat. But then we can look at Greenbow on the other hand, who was pretty much healthy in his time fighting King, Queen, the Red Scabbards, Yamato, and Weevil, though the time frame is a little different. And in the latest chapter, Sabo's chest is also patched up, even though the battle was long ago, making me assume him and Fujitora were fighting extensively. Now, as of now, Caruso is fighting Fujitora. and Morley is fighting Green Bull. But as Sabo explains the flashback, we're bound to see some action as well from the Flame Emperor. Though I do want to say this, Sabo's influence as Flame Emperor is greater than Dragon, so he pretty much is a Yonko of the Revolutionary, and honestly wouldn't be surprised to see him not far from his brother Monkey D Luffy, who is a Yonko. I personally believe Sabo's on the same level as Aokiji and Kizaru, the pre-time skip admirals. The reason I say this is because Sabo was a really good haki user using advanced Armin haki, and then got a really powerful Logia user, and combining that, honestly, Kaido said it best, haki reigns overall. So I think Sabo is underrated and stronger than we actually think. Click on the end screen to of course watch my How Strong is Zoro video. Peace out.